Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. For many of us, it was a holiday today. I know I had today off. It's a federal holiday, it's Martin Luther King Day, so there were no banks, no post office, that kind of stuff. So I kept busy getting some stuff done around the house that I needed to get done. So I appreciated the extra day. And I've recently reduced my work schedule from 5 days a week to 4 days a week. So that makes this week particularly nice because it'll be a 3-day week. So, back to business. We're here to stamp. So, thank you for joining me tonight. If you're new to my video or new to my page, welcome. If you like my video, would you please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and your name will be entered in a drawing to possibly win the project that I work on tonight. I put everybody's name in a little bowl and I draw it out, and that winner is announced at my next Make It Monday video. So, last week you recall I made this cute little ice cream cone card. Yes, it opens up for it's brand new from the new January to April mini catalog from Stampin' Up. So, and I just thought it was adorable and I wanted to share that right away. I know it's kind of ironic. A lot of the nation is in a deep freeze right now. Lots of snow, lots of below zero temperatures. But I'm going to be sending this ice cream cone out to Joan Ballinger because she shared and commented, and I chose her name from everyone who did that. So Joan, congratulations. I will get this yummy ice cream cone out to you in Minnesota because, I don't know, we'll look at it and wish for summer. So... and I bet she's got it a lot worse than we've had it here in Michigan. So anyway, Joan, congratulations. I'll get that out to you. If you are watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And then hit the little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I think that's all our announcements and all of our... housekeeping. So I'm going to switch the view to my hands and we are going to get started. So, as you know, it's Stampin' Up! World. January and February is the best time of the year because you can earn free product just by making the purchases you already make, okay? So, you may have seen this little brochure. You might have one. You might have seen it electronically. But it lists all the free product that you can earn by simply buying the Stampin' Up! Product that you love. Items are either in for $50 purchase, or there are some bundles or some items that are $100. Let me see, I'll show you. We're going to be using one of the $100 items today. This little bundle here, Softly Sophisticated, we're going to be using that today in my card that I'm making. It has a embossing folder and this nice floral. It's really versatile, and I think it's going to be something that I use a lot. This stamp set Detailed Dogwoods is for $100, and that's just because it's a little larger. You'll find that the Sale-a-Bration $50 stamp sets are a little simpler, maybe a little less in them. Let's see. $100, you can get these dies that coordinate with this cute Jungle Pals stamp set, which is $50. So you could get the two of these items for $150. We've got some tool paper. We've got this great kind of simple sentiment stamp set, which I love. You never can have too many sentiments. Here's some papers that are all good for $50 each. And here's another $50 stamp set that's a little baby. This is really pretty. I like this Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. Here's some paper here, and here is Watercolor Melon stamp set. I have this. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to have to break that out and use that. I might have to recreate this card because I think that is super cute. Super cute. So anyway, let's get started on the card. Well, let me show you again. Here's the bundle. Softly Sophisticated. It has 7 stamps in it. You can see there's 2 different kind of stems and 2 different flowers. This flower goes with these stems. These flowers go with this stem, and they're made to fit right in these. On these, when you stamp them over, you'll see, because in today's card I'm going to be using these 2, and I'm going to be using that sentiment, and it's got some nice kind of general sentiments in it too. So the Softly Sophisticated embossing folder has a nice kind of, I don't know, call it generic looking pattern. It's all these little dots that make this woven pattern. But, you know, sometimes you just need an embossed layer. You don't need color. You don't need bling. You just need a little bit of texture to add something to your card and just step it up a notch. And embossing folders do that. That's why I like them. And this is a good one that would be great to have in your supplies. So I'm going to set that aside. First, I'm going to show you one card that I made using this stamp set. I use this. Oh, and you know what? I should show you the paper we're going to use too. We are going to use another Sale-a-Bration item. This is the paper that's called Softly Stippled. Again, 12 by 12 sheets. Let me pull these out and kind of thumb through this here. You know, this uses some colors that I don't normally gravitate to, but I do like it. Especially this Wild Wheat is not one that I've been particularly drawn to, but using it with these florals, I like it, and you'll see because I'm going to use that for the card today. Okay, so for this one, you can see I used I didn't use the embossing folder, but I used this larger set of flowers and vines. I use this. These are the, I don't remember what dies those are. Cut the paper to fit in there. There's a piece of paper of that Designer Series paper on the back. Simple, and that's Pool Party, I believe. I believe that's Pool Party. Let's see what colors are in that paper while I've got this out. Yep, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, Pool Party, and Wild Wheat. So, yeah, that's Pool Party. I like that card a lot. But the one we're going to make tonight is this one. Again, I told you, I've not been particularly drawn to Wild Wheat, but at the same time, I really do love it on this card and with this Designer Series paper. So that's one of the things I'm so drawn to Stampin' Up! For, and I love, is that you don't have to choose color combinations. They will do that for you. You know, on the back of if you're stuck, just use the colors on a pack of Designer Series paper as a guide, because chances are they almost all go with each other. So it's a great way to decide on a color palette for your projects and not having to worry. So if you're stuck. So this was a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 Wild Wheat cardstock, folded in half with the bone folder. Then I cut a piece that was 5 1/4 by 4, and I went ahead and ran it through the embossing, or through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And see that pattern? It's so cool. It is so cool. Very simple, classic, and I think it could be a background for so many occasions and sentiments. Now you could put this up on dimensionals, but on this card I have put this white and black layer up on dimensionals. So because of that, I only like to have one layer of dimensionals because otherwise it starts getting too thick for the mail. So I realized I didn't get any what do you call it? Dimensionals out. So I'm getting those out while I talk to you. So that's why I don't, on this particular card, I did not put any dimensionals under this layer, but you certainly could. You just run the risk of having to pay a little extra postage, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Boy, I'm just not prepared. None of my adhesives out today, is it? And I just realized that my glue dots might not be at my craft desk either. We were supposed to have class this weekend, and because of the weather, we just decided to play it safe, and we rescheduled for the 27th. So if you're local to me and you wanted to come this weekend but couldn't, new date's the 27th. Okay, so let me grab those. Grab some glue dots. Okay, I do have some here. Perfect. Sorry guys, I always, whenever I sit down to do a project with you, I always fear I'm forgetting something. So anyway, I put that on there. We're going to set that to the side for right now. Then we have our, actually no, we're going to continue. Sorry, I have my piece of our designer series paper, and this piece is, whoops, my measurements are on the back. Here we go. When I make a card and I'm going to use it for something, I always write the measurements down. This is 4 by 3 1/4. So see, this designer series paper pulls in the Lost Lagoon as well as the wild wheat. And so for that reason, I really like it and I feel like it works well. So I'm going to put that down, and look at, there's wild wheat on the back if you wanted to use it with a different color base. But I like that wild wheat is still light enough that you could write in here without having to put an additional layer in there. Because you know, if your base is too dark, let me move that over. There we go. If your base is too dark, then you have to put a white panel inside so that you can write on it. Okay. When you cut this, just make sure your flowers are going the right direction, okay? And look at that. There we go. So now I have a piece of white. It's 2 1/8 by 4 1/8, and this is what we're going to stamp on. Let me get out my Memento black ink. And I'm going to start out, and these are just kind of stacked. It may not look, this one may turn out a little different than my sample, but that's okay. I'll make sure it's good and stamped up. I'm just going to do it right about like this. I find that sometimes people don't know how to use these kind of stamps and appreciate seeing some other ways to use them. So I'm just kind of nestling it in this way here. I like to let it set for just a second, get that ink absorbed, and there we go. So see, I've just kind of stamped them kind of stacked on one another. So sometimes people have a hard time seeing that, and I get that. While I'm here and I have the black ink out, I think I'm also going to stamp my sentiment, which is from that same stamp set, and it's called Hello There. But you know what I'm going to do, because I've got such a small piece of scrap paper, because you know us crafters, we don't throw anything away. Since this is round, I am going to go ahead and punch and then stamp, because you know what, I don't have to worry about it being straight or even. Well, kind of even, because I want it kind of in the middle, but it doesn't make any difference since it's a circle. I can position it any way I like. That's an advantage for circles, and they're easy to get with a punch. Now You could just as easily, if you didn't have a punch or anything, you'd done a square, and you know what, you really didn't need, other than the embossing machine for this, really it's just square cuts. So you don't have to have a ton of supplies to do a project if you just think it out. You know, stick with square type, squares, rectangles, things like that that you can cut out easy. Okay. Now this is my Lost Lagoon, and for this we are going to use the flowers. So I want to make sure I get my flowers right where I want them. And this is the great thing about these photopolymer stamps, is you can see through them so you can get placement. So I've inked up with Lost Lagoon. Sorry about if my head gets in the way, but I do need to look right down on this and make sure I get my placement pretty right, and then put it right on down. There we go. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Now we'll do this second one. Oops, that flower didn't have enough. That's the other nice thing about the photopolymers. You can make sure you've got ink on all your stamps, or on your stamp before you put it down, because you can see if it's completely. Here we go. Simple as that. And you know what? If you don't get it right the first time, no big deal. Just stamp it again. Okay, so now we're going to mount this on a piece of black cardstock. It's 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to get my seal. And put this on here. This is on a dark background, so it's a little harder. Hold on. Sometimes when I'm layering on black, I have to get something so I can see the outside, make sure I get it even. There we go. See how much easier that looked on the white than the black? Okay. But that's not a problem. So, here we are. We're going to put this on here, and like I said, this is going to be put on with dimensionals. Okay, so brand new sheet, yay. Gotta love a brand new sheet of dimensionals. And I hope you use the outside parts of this too. Once you've used the dimensionals on the inside, you can use the outside too. And when something's kind of long like this, I'm going to put one right in the middle just for a little support, especially going through the mail. There you go. And we're going to put this right. Looks pretty centered. Okay, now all we have to do is put this on. We're going to put it right here. Now see, this one covered it up a little bit, this one didn't, but that's okay. Now because this is going on to a layered level that's a little higher, this side's going to have a dimensional on it, this side's just going to have adhesive. So I'm going to start out by getting a dimensional here and put it right there to support that. Put a little bit of this adhesive right here. Whoops. And put it right like that, I think. Perfect. Okay, and then I've used some black baker's twine and tied a double bow. People are like, how do you do that? I just cut off a fair length, okay? And I am going to fold it in half. Okay. Now, I'm going to treat this like this is one piece. So what I do to one, I do to the other. So, make a loop. Oops, I'm going to move this down just a little bit here. Make a loop, make a loop. This is the bunny ears tying. Now, again, I'm treating these loops on each side as one piece, and we're going to just tie them in a knot. You know, just like I don't know, when you're tying your shoes, sort of. Now, you just kind of adjust your loops together to the right size, making sure they're kind of even. Let's see, whoops, put that one like that. See, so you end up with like this. So you do have to cut this. I'll trim it down after I put it on the card. I find that that's best, okay? Because then I don't cut it too short. Then we get a glue dot, and for this I like to kind of roll it in a little ball and put the glue dot on the back of the knot and put it right under here. Perfect. I like baker's twine because it, for the most part, is not too bulky and doesn't, you know, interfere with when you're trying to mail your card. Stampin' Up! In the past has had some thicker baker's twine. Don't like that so much, okay? There's that. Now it's some embellishments. So I pulled out the classic matte dots, black, gray, I don't know, I didn't write the colors down. This is a black, this is a gray, this is kind of a cream color, and then this is white. So I'm gonna put these on my card. So, you know, you kind of just sprinkle around. Odd numbers are best, 3 or 5. It's because odd numbers are much more pleasing to the eye. That's something I learned when I was doing yearbook, when I was, in high school. And we were doing layouts, and I was creating layouts. 3, you didn't want 4 pictures usually on a page. You wanted either 3 or 5. Once you got above 5, you could kind of get away with 6. But anyway, so there it is. Simple, easy, quick. Check out those 2 cards. Whoops. Using the Softly Sophisticated bundle and the, again, I can't remember the name of it, the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. Both are free with the purchase. So if you wanted both this bundle and the paper, it'd be $150. And if you do $150, then you start earning stamping rewards. So you can go to my website and place your order. If it's over $150, don't use my host code, but if it's under $150, please do use that code. Okay, everybody, thanks so much, and I will see you next week for Stampin' with Denise. Bye now and stay warm.